We had arrived in a strange land together with Malin, fleeing in that last moment. We had to find more Palikao ruins, and there were plentiful of them. Plentiful. We had to find, though, a way home. But where? Where could that be? Maybe the natives would know. Let's ask them. The islanders approached us warily, seemingly more distrustful than most. Weapons raised, they demanded to know who we were and how we had gotten here. Through a mysterious portal, we're going to try the truth. I told the islanders the simple truth. Though I had expected disbelief or awe, I was astounded to see them respond with pure terror. They warned me vociferously to stay away from the magic of these Palikao demons. Such was their fear that they gave me a charm to ward off such evil. Totem sticks. We would ask them about the way home. The islanders pondered my question before, hesitantly telling me of a large ship that had come here centuries ago. It was long abandoned, but it had once sailed the seas. Oh, it was here, okay. We got some strange item. And yeah, wow, it's up there. That was helpful. Something in the way they spoke of the ship intrigued me. Surely it was worth a visit. Thanking them for their guidance, we went on our way. We really had to do something. What do we have here? Spider legs. My goodness me. Totem sticks. I mean, we should... I don't know. Should throw something away that we don't need. Not the weightless things, of course. Crystal shards. Wow, it's also... Oh, well, maybe the spider legs to be... Yeah, or the naked mole rat. The crystal splinters. Yeah, that's the worst of it for now. The crystal splinters there. And now we need to find or go to that ship at least. Let's do that. But how would we do that best? There's also a sinking shrine here. I don't know if we... I think we just want to survive here, actually. But how do we do that? We're kind of hesitant to go over these things. Should we look at the Palikao ruins? There's some scorched earth here. We have been warned to use them. Yeah, we should actually visit that, but there is something dangerous there. There's a tarbog too. So let's maybe go here and see how we get forward from there. We saw more islanders. And we knew we had to find out about them. Maybe a couple steps into their direction. There was a hut that we found. Our Oryx found a water wrist. And... wow. There were some very dangerous raptors approaching. Could see them. The islanders too. There was also a sulfur lake. We would try to avoid... We were attacked. We were attacked by the raptors. Wow. Ooh. Terrible. Terrible result. Still, we went on to see what we could do. We would let them feel the pain. Maybe that. And weaken them. That was definitely a good idea. Distract them a bit. Slice one of them. And dice them too. Have to be careful. Protection. Protection. Slashed them like hell, and then took out whom we could. These raptors were no match for us. Still, they were annoying in our way. We would strike as we could. Strike as we would. Still, Miss Catley would be wounded a bit. I searched the remains for anything useful. And we found some good meat and raptor hides. It was too much to carry though. And we had to look. We could do with the meat. We had to throw away the hide of the naked mole rat, even though it was something really crazy. We went to talk to the islanders once again. They seemed to be very agitated. Their companion had fallen down a hole, and they could not get her out. They begged us for our help. We would try to help them. But failed miserably. Despite our efforts, the islander has been injured when she fell. She succumbed to her wounds. There was nothing we could do. We went to the shaman hut. The shaman's expression darkened. She made gestures of warding towards us, muttering something about the polycow. We asked for cleansing. She was willing to offer services. What would we do, though? What would we do? We would give her a raptor hide or something like that. Oh, even better, the pearls. We would heal our love, Kezia. She was no longer a pyromaniac. We asked for more cleansings. I gave her the dream mushroom, and she helped Mrs. Catley. Then we wanted to help Malin as well. Yeah, we went on to give her another pearl. She began dancing in a circle, seeming to commune with the spirits. When the ritual was finally over, we helped Victoria to her feet. And we wanted to heal as well. Mrs. Catley. Shaman conducted a ritual over Mrs. Catley. Half a dozen swallowed slugs later, her wounds had entirely vanished. We traded again with the shaman. But really nothing came of it. So we left for now, covered in tar though. We went on forward, towards the mysterious ship. Ship was centuries old, from long before the age of steam, but it was clearly well constructed. It still proudly flew pirate colors. Carefully walking through the ship, we discovered something remarkable. Despite superficial damage, the vessel was almost seaworthy. Slowly, we formed a plan. If we could find the parts to repair the ship, we could drag this vessel to the shore and sail home. I would need to search everywhere to find what I needed. To aid my search, I set my gimbal to detect anything unusual. I could rest a bit here. It was a beautiful night and I was filled with contentment. Homie came rushing over to the campfire and proudly presented an egg he had found in a seemingly abandoned raptor nest. Oh goodness. He insisted we should keep it, but if the nest were not abandoned, we risked coming face to face with a very angry mother with very sharp teeth. Ah, come on, we'll keep the egg. It's undeniably a great discovery, and any risk seemed worth it. We could only hope that it would not be missed. I woke several times to imagine growls in the night, but no angry raptor appeared. It seems taking the egg caused us no harm. We rested a bit at the ship, and then felt a little better. Happy for the safety of its wooden planks in this hostile land. We would leave for now and look around. What would we need? Something to caulk the seams, sails or another means of propulsion, and structural reinforcement. I mean, if we would just go to the woods, would that be something? We went to the shaman again, hoping to find something there. We traded, looked around, but there was nothing really good. We'd have to go further. Maybe we would have to use tar to caulk the seams. Sails, yeah, well, maybe we could use hides, I don't know. Structural reinforcements, how about woods? There were several animals that we knew were there. Parasaurolophus. The question is, where would we get something we could use? We should go further. I mean, there were sulfur lakes, so we could get rid of the tar. But we would move forward, forgoing the Palikao ruins for now. Ouch. We found a strange stone statue. I just looked at it. Maybe it would help us. Some of the offerings at the base of the statue were without value, but I was delighted to find one of the items I needed to repair the ship. It was a series of pipes, flexible but strong. They could be used to reinforce the ship's hull, keeping it from flying apart in even the fiercest storm. We would have to, though, remove something from us. We couldn't carry much. We threw away the spider legs. Unfortunately, the sinking shrine had been sunk. Had sunk. That we had seen earlier. Was there something more at the other stone statue that we had so much ignored up there in the north? Structural reinforcement was there. There was a giant wasp swarm here. Maybe the natives could help us once again. We would travel carefully. I met with some islander pilgrims in our travels. They told me that they had been expecting to see me, seeing an omen of my arrival that morning, a running hare. I asked if there was a greater meaning to this omen, but they remained silent. It seemed to be a subject one simply didn't speak of, and I let the matter lie. The encounter left me thoughtful, but I had to press on. After a short farewell, I got moving once more. There was something in amidst these wasps. We had gathered that. We had to explore more. I sent out Joby to find something. Troublehog dug something up. Red maggots. Oh, repulsive larvae that have eaten healing mushrooms and taken on some of their powers. Oh god. Yeah, the Trufflehog didn't find something too pleasant here. It was time, though, to move on. Something's hatching. The egg I had found started to tremble and crack. Something inside wanted to get out. A baby raptor. Ah! Fantastic. Yeah, we took it with us. And we could approach, well, there was a shrine there. Maybe we could find something there. I was not sure. We had to risk it. Wasps! The baby dinosaur had grown to adulthood at an astounding rate. It was already large enough to be a valuable companion. Wow, that was quick. Mr. Maddern. Yeah. But we would miss our good Miss Catley, so we had to let it run free. Dinosaurs are wild animals, not tame dogs to capture for our amusement. I decided to let it go free. We approached the shrine, hoping to find something helpful in there. Temple before me warranted both fear and respect. The terrain nearby was a dry wasteland, despite the lush landscape of the surrounding region. We entered the shrine. Inside was a small damp chamber. A long hallway led to the altar room ahead. I took a breath, keeping an eye out for traps. We would like to learn the secrets. In a shadowy alcove, I noticed a brief glint of light shining from the gloom. Treasure, pearls, and a tribal artifact. I stashed the treasure and considered my options. We entered the altar chamber. I found a sacred altar room. Sigils drawn on the altar warned grave robbers to beware of a burning sun that would turn the world to desert. Investigated the altar and found a golden seahorse. That would though not help us, so we left it alone and returned to the entry chamber. We backed away. The wasps had wounded us, but alas, we had to rest. I looked upon the campsite I had erected here in the wilderness. Oh, the comforts of home were calling out to me. We rested a bit. That evening, Amarkaur produced a pack of cards, looking for someone to join her in a game. Homie perked up, happy for the diversion. The two played for several hours. The night was late when I finally told them to get to sleep. They would need the rest on our journey. They complied. I could hear them giggling together like school children. As they prepared their bedrolls, I shook my head, hiding my smile. Very nice. We're resting. Oh no, our own baby raptor is gonna attack us. That was what we thought, at least. I blinked my eyes sleepily as the sun rose. It was good to have a roof over our head. And we rested again. I could hear some strange noises nearby. The agonized cry sounded like someone in or something was in pain. Or could this be a trap? We must investigate. Followed the sounds and found a woman native to this land. She was badly hurt. She trembled with fever and her face was covered in sweat. We used the first aid kit. With medical supplies to spare, she thanked me profusely for saving her life. She thanked us but declined any further help before walking off into the darkness. Great stuff. We would recover well. Pack up the camp. And we would have to give something away. Well, we would. We couldn't study the artifact. Well, we left the track, and we had to attack the raptor. Otherwise, it would attack us. Again, we were up for combat. Again. We had to protect ourselves first and foremost. We slashed out. The hope of getting one of them as early as possible. Our protection had worked well enough. Malin decided to strike out. Another slash took down one of the raptors. Amarkaur struck them once again. We hoped their attacks would cease, but to no avail. We would protect ourselves relentlessly once again. Striking one of the enemies down with a great haymaker. And hitting the other one massively with a sword. Now it was time to end the fight. Once and for all. We did so with a mighty strike. Checked the dead for valuables. And collected more of their hides. And some charcoal meat ready. To study the artifact. And found out more about the women of the tribe. Then we were kind of unsure what to do. Finally, we threw away the totem sticks. We had to find more useful things. Hidden beyond the mists, there was something to discover here. Learned much and were eager to find out more. Forgotten temples stood bathed in light before me. Tendrils of a dark purple fog swirled about, much like the mysterious mists that surrounded the island. Inside was a small shadowy chamber that we looked into. Beneath some debris, I discovered a hidden trapdoor on the floor. Opening it, I saw a second gloomy chamber beneath this one. Landing lightly on my feet in the hidden area below, I looked around and found an arcanist's workshop, which had a strange moonstone that we could take with us. But at what price? We entered the altar chamber as well and investigated. Immeasurable treasures were there. We wouldn't touch them, though. Instead, we ate some of our charcoaled meat. I decided to go further. But where? But where indeed? Would we find anything else that could help us? Forward, or back rather, we went looking for solutions. Another stone statue was there. I was fascinated by the enormous relic. I noticed a collection of offerings that had been placed here by some unknown islanders. We would examine the offerings, but found nothing of interest. Maybe we would leave something there. The moonstones seemed like ideal, together with some pearls. A wave of peace washed over me, and I knew that my sacrifice had been worth the cost. We had to walk further, though, beyond the strange dinosaurs that for some reason ignored us, thankfully. There was a strange hut in the middle of nowhere. I had to walk through the strange mushrooms and approached a strange, dilapidated shack. It was long abandoned, but I had little reason to complain. Inside I found one of the items I needed to repair the ship. It appeared to be some kind of strange engine, clearly of Palikao origin. Without need to generate steam or electricity, it produced a powerful force. An ancient engine. Now we only had to find something to caulk the seams. We also had to rest one day. At one point, maybe we would find something very close, or we had to camp again. We would see further. There was a stone circle. Oh, one of us was infected. In the wilderness, it was nearly impossible to prevent an injury from being infected. We would have to heal Kezia. Thankfully, she felt better. We approached the stone circle. Came across a ring of hand-carved stones. Primitive inscriptions etched into each rock seemed to indicate some sort of map. I had to find some settlements. Closed my eyes as I touched the cold stone, and a vision coalesced in my mind. Where was the settlement? There was a settlement somewhere in the middle of nowhere land. Well, we were close, but we had to make camp and rest. The comforts of home were calling out to me. Macao showed surprising talent that night, using clever hand positions and the light of the fire to compose a comedic story from the movement of shadow figures. By the end of the evening, my stomach hurt from laughter, and I had a newfound fondness for Immanuel Can. Where did you learn such a thing? We rested carefully for a while. Fresh again, we woke up, packed up the camp, saw the strange fog, but we moved on. Forever in search for something to repair the ship. We approached the cave. Peered into a mysterious cave. From where I stood, I could see nothing but darkness inside. I'd enter the cave, but failed. The opening of the cave split into multiple tunnels, and I lost my way in the dark. Just when I thought I would be lost forever, I found a path leading inwards. At the far end of the cave, I stumbled across an uneven spot of dirt on the floor. It looked like someone buried something here. We had to dig with our bare hands. Started digging with my hands in the soft earth. It took a while, but eventually my hands grasped something that glittered in the dark. An amulet. I was unsure if that had been worth it, but still. I had to do something with it. The question was what? Would we keep the amulet? Yeah, we would keep the amulet. We dropped some of the very valuable pearls, though. We had to move further and find something that would save us from this terrifying region. Where could we find help? We walked back, remembering the village that we had seen. We traveled on through lava and mist. We wouldn't approach the ruins, but we send out our little helper. Trufflehog dug something up. More of the impossible maggots. Oh, we had to camp a bit. We rested together. It was a beautiful night. We were approached by a group of islanders, though. Surprisingly, they had come to see how we were doing and offered to share their supplies with us. We accepted. Far be it from us to reject hospitality. We shared food and songs long into the night. Starfruits and blueberries helped us massively. Blinked my eyes sleepily as the sun rose. Sleeping with a roof over one's head was a luxury I was seldom afforded. We would pack up. It was time to move once more. We ate the tasty fruits that they had presented us with. Some of them, at least. And went forward to find a way to visit the village. Maybe we would have to find something there. It was also an unexplored region. We went on. And further to their village. A group of islanders had gathered and were eyeing Homie suspiciously. I soon realized that they were unused to men, and his presence was making them nervous. My presence was celebrated by the kind villagers. Clearly my reputation had preceded me. We would like to trade here. What would we see? A healing charm, a hallucinogenic toad, things like that. But nah, I didn't know what we should or could give them. Maybe it was time... Maybe it was time to present them with something, but what? We gave them a beautiful raptor hide, then met with their ruler. The chieftain welcomed me to her tent, offering a steaming cup of tea. To my delight, it was delicious. After a time, the chieftain made it clear that the custom among her people was to offer a gift when visiting. She looked at me expectantly. Yeah, we already had offered a gift, but okay. Here you go with your gift. I reluctantly handed over a token of respect and goodwill. The chieftain nodded, satisfied. I was now free to make a request of my own. I would ask for a quest. He told me of a great enemy, a corrupted shaman that bent the will to the beast. Was I brave enough to attempt to slay the creature? Yeah. I agreed to kill the beast. The chieftain nodded with respect and explained where I might find it. Now I only needed to return with a proof. Oh, there was a crazy shaman there. Oh. The time was ticking away, though. Where would we have to go? Quickly exited the HUD and left the village. There was more to explore here, but we didn't really know where to go or what to find. There was a strange portal that we could see here. What indeed was that? We were infected. Kezia's young's injuries had become dangerously inflamed, and we had to heal her again. We approached the strange portal. Mysterious arc stood before us, a light swirling, and its center seemed to form some manner of portal. We were sure we had to enter it. Entered the strange landscape. Found ourselves in a terrifying realm. Was this what lay at the heart of the fog? And here I had to make a pause in my diary. We will return to it later.